welcome to the Pop Culture Green Room. This is Kimberly Bryant.
And this is Blair Bryant.
And oh my goodness, y'all, guess what? We have an awesome guest with us here today. We've got Joshua Roberts, aka Josh from Louisiana, here with us today. Say hello, Josh.
Hey, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. Always doing anything I can to support my Louisiana people.
Yes. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. We'll probably end up sitting there like, okay, don't freak out, because sometimes we end up like, when we get excited, we start saying the same thing at the same time.
Oh, no worries.
I feel like it happened a lot last time.
I mean, have you watched me and Zach? We don't say the same thing, but we go back and forth all the time, like a cat and a dog.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. But oh my gosh, but no, I'm so excited. So tell everybody a little bit about you. Like, I found you through Zach Peter, who's like one of my favorite YouTubers, podcasters, pop culture, all that. And then one day I was like, I'm like, who's this beautiful man sitting here with Zach? And then all of a sudden I find you from Louisiana. Then it didn't even occur to me, because you're on a shirt. It was like the LSU colors. And the state of Louisiana on it, I think, the boot. And I'm trying to remember what else. It said something. And that's when I was like, oh my God, how did I overlook that? But it was funny. Yeah. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Prairieville, Louisiana. Born and raised. I was there for 26 years until I moved to Boston for college. Obviously, I got a late start with college at 26. But yeah, I moved to Boston. I was in Boston for 8 years. Yeah, 2012 to 2020. Okay. Loved it. But I always, ever since I was a little boy, I always knew that I wanted to be in LA. And I just, once I finished my master's program, I said, you know, I hated my job. I was like,
I get it.
Yeah, this ain't it for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finally achieve my dream. And so I saved all my money and everything, and actually loaded up one of those U-Haul boxes. It's like one of those pods. Loaded that up by myself with all of my stuff in it.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. And then shipped that across the country, and hopped on that one-way plane, and got here January 19th, 2020 and we all know what came right after that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just got there when COVID hit.
I got there right when people started talking about COVID. You know, there was those things. They were like, yeah, there's this like virus that's going around, but you know, we're not too worried about it. You know, people thought it was like, you know, the bird flu or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be here for a little bit, then it's going to go away. Well, here we are years later, and we're still like, it's still here. Yeah, but
oh my gosh.
But anyway, so I moved here. I was actually supposed to start working with Disney. And so I went through that entire process, and you know, it got like towards the finish line. They called me, asked me for my references and everything. And at the time I was working a temp job at a finance company, which, listen, I'm the last person that you want in a finance company. Luckily, I was just an assistant. But anyway, so it was, they called me Wednesday, March 11th. And they were like, okay, well, we would like to get your references, you know, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, great. Got all my people to like submit all my stuff and everything. And then Friday the 13th comes around, and you start hearing about all of these buildings are shutting down, offices are closing, this, that, and the other. And then it was Sunday, and I got a call from HR, and the lady was, or not a call, she texted. She said, don't report to work tomorrow, more instructions to follow. This was that temp job that I had. And this is when COVID started getting really bad. People were getting hospitalized, people were dying. And so I was like, okay, oh my God, do I have to go to the hospital? Am I infected? And so hours went by, and I messaged her back. I said, hi, can you give me more information? Like, do I need to go get tested? What's going on? And she was like, oh no, the office is just the building's shutting down for 2 weeks, so we're not going to need assistance right now. And I was like, she said, we'll call you back when we need you. And I was like, okay, whatever. Hated that job anyway. So I was like, okay, it's going to be 2 weeks. You know, this Disney thing is coming through. I'm not too worried about it. 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. And you know, time just kept marching on. And so I reached out to Disney like probably about a month later, and I was like, hi, just want to let y'all know I'm still really interested in the position. If you need anything more from me, please let me know. And then I got an email back. They were like, thank you so much. I'm very sorry to report that Disney is having a hiring freeze right now. So we're withdrawing any application, you know, this, that, and the other. And I was devastated because Disney was my biggest dream. Like that's what I wanted to do. And so like, I was staying with a friend at the time. Thank God I had a friend. It was me and him and his dog in his studio apartment. And he was just so gracious and just opened up his home to me. And so I'm like sitting there, I'm squatting in his house. And then I'm like, every day I'm just plugging away, sending applications anywhere. I was sending applications to the sewer company, baby. I just couldn't, like, I was like, I just need a job. I don't have any more money.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
yeah, I know how that is. Yeah.
So, anyways, I got a call from a lady who was working with our favorite Southern Belle, Beverly Hills, and said, I've got this great opportunity for you. She, you know, told me like the ins and outs of the job and everything. And she said, one thing about this particular position is that this person is on a reality show. So you have to be okay being filmed if you're in this position. And I remember thinking to myself, it's like just something in my head, just like a light bulb went off. I was like, I bet this is a housewife. And sure enough, it was. And so Sutton was my saving grace. She like rescued me from the bowels of COVID despair. So but yeah, so we worked together for like 3 years, 3 glorious years. She's still one of my best friends.
I love her.
I just I know, I love her too. But I ended up making the decision to move on just because, you know, now working with Bailey, she's, you know, got her big YouTube channel and everything like that. I get to work in production and everything, which was really my goal the entire time when I was deciding to move here. So been with Bailey a little over a year now, and it's great. So no complaints. Although I miss home a lot, LA ain't too bad.
That is so awesome. I love that story. And it's like, it shows your resilience too. Like you just,
absolutely.
I mean,
girl, I'm like a cockroach. Actually, no, I'm not like a cockroach. I'm like an alligator. The alligators survived the asteroid. I'm like an alligator.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of alligators, I had completely forgotten until I saw that video you had posted, how like in a freezing cold in the water, like I learned that in grade school, like they do that in turtles. They sleep. Is that crazy?
I had no idea that they did that. I was watching this video and I'm like, oh, these poor babies. So when like the water freezes, the alligators will stick their snout out of the water and like the water freezes around them so they can like still breathe.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It's how
their bodies are just frozen, like till
pretty much
spring.
Because they're cold-blooded.
I guess until the water thaws. Or
that it's because they're cold-blooded. They can like their bodies adapt to it well. So it's like they're actually hibernating underwater, but they're breathing their snouts and everything. Yeah, I had forgotten all about that.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
I know,
right? Exactly. I learned that for the first time yesterday.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that. That was like, that's when it triggered my memory. I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that. Oh my gosh. But that's super awesome. Like, I love that, how it's like you found like your path and everything with production. And it's funny, and this is what's so super cool about the advancement of technology and social media now, because years ago when I was in college, I would have never imagined that. I figured once I had that nanny job from hell, I just scrapped film school and everything. I was like, nope, this doesn't work. Normal 9 to 5, like normal person that I don't want to do. But it's just that now it's like it's funny because now it's like I feel like I'm utilizing my bachelor's degree. Well, actually, Blair and I both are.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, love that. Yeah, I know it's been really cool for me too. Just being friends with Zach, who's been incredible, and kind of showing me the ropes of his whole like YouTube lives and everything like that. And getting to see production and how it works and everything. It's just been really fulfilling. I really love what I do. I love where I live. So
that's so good.
I love that. That's awesome. I know I can't wait to move back to California. I miss it.
Yeah.
It's definitely like, Louisiana is always going to be home, but it's like that was like I feel like that was like home, like my personal space.
Yeah.
Kind of
I get it. I mean, I will say that I really, really miss home, and I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. In December 18th, I think, is when I'll land. Yeah. So I'll be there for 2 weeks. And that's going to be the longest that I've been home since I moved away. I haven't had that long of a trip. So I cannot wait.
Yeah. You'll have to try to meet up with you.
What's that?
We'll have to try to meet up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would love that. Yes.
We're not that far. And I've got like a really close girlfriend of mine. That's what I was talking about. Like before I moved back to San Diego, I would go hang out at her property in Prairieville. And that was I was with her and her dad and her husband, and we were just in a shed like drinking moonshine.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I know you said that in the live last night, didn't you? Yeah, drinking moonshine in Prairieville. Oh my god, that is hilarious.
I've never had moonshine before, but I always hear about it.
Oh god, girl, the moonshine will mess you up.
Yeah. Speaking of moonshine, I always remember the story that I was positive that it was Tim Robbins. I guess I'll mention it because I want to say it. I think Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon used to have a house in New Orleans, I think. At least I know that Tim Robbins has been frequently in New Orleans. I don't remember that much, but because I remember one of their sons had gotten, I think it was his son or both their sons got arrested years ago for illegally making moonshine.
Oh, really?
Think about how funny it was. Because it's like that. Mostly, it's like whenever celebrities kids would get in trouble, it'd be something like really damning or like something more devastating. But actually, it was kind of one of the tiniest things you can imagine, like a celebrity's kid get arrested for, and it was really funny. And I always remember that.
That is too funny. That's fun. You ought to bring Zach out here. That would be awesome.
Listen, I'm trying to. I want to do an entire Louisiana tour with Zach. He's convinced that he's going to be able to wrestle an alligator, and I'm just going to throw him in the water and see what happens.
One of my old colleagues, like she's from Slidell, and she would actually send me videos of her husband jumping on alligators and like tackling him, like in the water, like wrestling. Like, is this how you want to go out?
Listen, I love them. I think that they are one of God's most beautiful creations, but I know my limits, and I'm not about to jump in the water with them.
Oh, for sure.
I could not. That I could not do for sure. Oh my goodness, but that'd be super awesome. But speaking of the South and all that other good stuff about the goodness about the South, we are going to cover Southern Charm, recap the most recent episode. Well, the most recent episode that we've seen, because right now, I think the current episode is on.
The current episode is probably airing right now.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. But oh my gosh, like it's funny. I don't know how long you've been like watching it, but it's like this is like my favorite show on Bravo.
Oh, I mean, how could you not love anything from the South? I am so upset that we no longer have Southern Charm New Orleans. It is my mission to revive Southern Charm New Orleans. I'm going to make it happen, America.
Oh, let's manifest it. Yes.
Yes, we're going to manifest it.
Oh yeah, because it's like we know it'd even be like really, it's really funny because speaking of Southern Charm New Orleans, because they're like Reagan and Tamika that they're like they're actually good friends with now and hang out with a lot. Trishelle from Real World Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And she lives in New Orleans now, so they hang out like all the time.
Oh my gosh.
And it was kind of funny because I saw it like the other day I was looking at I was on one of Instagram stories. I think it was Tamika's, and what was so funny about it was that they were at Louis Lesseps cabaret show in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
were.
gosh.
Just came.
Hilarious.
It was just like
Yeah.
this very like funny like blend of like reality TV stars
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
just
gosh.
so funny and fascinating.
Yeah. I'm like actually 1 degree of separation from Tamika. I'm really good friends with Brooke Laser. She does the weather in New Orleans for WGNO.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So love her. Hopefully one
That's
day
so
I'll get to
cool.
meet Tamika. Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw, that'd be
this is, 'cause
too
I remember seeing her
awesome.
on my TV for years, and
Yeah.
but that would be cool. But yeah, a lot of people talk about all the time. I'm here about like they mentioned how the franchise it's like that. It seemed like it didn't really get much of a chance because it's like.
Uh-huh.
But I think I want to say COVID I think had a lot to do with it going away because well here's the thing. So I'm hearing
Yeah,
different.
their last air date was 2019, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it was.
because I hear different
Yep.
things because it's like first I was here that I just kind of went away, then I heard that was canceled, but then I used to work like part-time at a hair salon like while I was doing real estate on the side and one of our guests that came in, she was talking about she just interviewed Tamika for a local magazine that she has. And she said Tamika was kind of, just kind of, giving a rundown about the cast and stuff. And Tamika told her about Jeff's motorcycle accident. And she told about how, like, Reagan's new husband, that he's actually, she liked him better than she thought she would have. And she was saying that they're about that season 3 was about to start production, but it never happened.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There is no way with all of the rich culture that we have in New Orleans that show should not have survived and thrived.
Exactly.
So I'm
agree.
keeping my hopes up, my fingers crossed, and I'm praying to God that we get another Southern Charm New Orleans, or at least give us a Real Housewives of New Orleans.
I heard there was talk about that. I don't know what's going on now.
I've
but,
heard little rumblings, but I don't know if anything's
Yeah, I
solid.
don't think it's going to happen because that's what I was hearing too. But I don't think it's going to happen. It would be awesome if it did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would be, and I think they
missed
should bring
missed opportunity for sure if they didn't.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree because that was really cool. That was super cool. Okay, so let's see here. So to start for this episode, okay, I love Patricia. So I love that the episode starts off with
God. I love her. I went to her house when I was working with Sutton. She is
really?
just she is just that woman is like a goddess. Seriously, she was just so beautiful and so kind, and like when you're there though, you feel like you want to sit up straight because she just has this air about her that she just kind of commands respect, without even having to say anything, just the way that she is. It's like you want to respect that woman.
Right.
It's like you don't find many people like that these days at all anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's the old South.
Oh yeah,
that's true. That's true. And it's but I love it. It's so funny. Like the way that she and Whitney, it's like they're like the perfect pairing. Like
oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Mother-son duo. It's hysterical. It's so funny. And so but I was laughing because the chef shows up, of course. He shows up and then they start having a conversation. He's like, yeah, so, we're in North Carolina up at the family cabin and Taylor came in and with Livia and we slept in the same bed. Of course, it's so funny seeing Patricia she's like in all the gossip.
yeah, she's always in the gossip. But I mean, my God. I mean, are they both just gluttons for punishment?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, y'all.
I liked her quip about, that it's like that, like all these attractive people in this town and they just keep sleeping with each other. That's kind of incestuous.
Oh my gosh, I know, that was hilarious. She's always got the best little one-liners.
Oh, especially when she threw Whitney her own son under the bus about that. And what about that nude photo? Oh my God.
She's just there. She's like, just gonna toss that little grenade right there.
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was really funny. Is that how they had the theme dinner? And it's like, because there's some things you kind of tell they probably do it for storyline. I like the fact that the boys would fight at the table.
Well, listen, I can tell you, I wanted that beef Wellington tonight.
Oh, did I?
Me too.
Oh. Okay, that's so funny that you said that, Josh, because the whole time I was watching that, and even when I first saw the episode, I was like, that's the one thing I wanted like my whole life and I haven't had yet is beef Wellington.
Oh God.
And
That would look perfect.
It looks so good. I have memories of Rudy Huxtable talking about it. When she was on a Cosby show, she was always like said
Oh
it was
my
an
gosh.
episode when she was talking about the beef Wellington, and I was like, ever since then, I was like, what is beef Wellington? And
I was positive our little sister Christy made it once before, but you were still in California.
Oh, she did make it? Oh, that makes sense.
It was really good, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds cool. But yeah, I love how they get together. They always have like the theme with the men. And then this time it was the coats or the smoking jackets.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I was sad because Patricia couldn't participate because she had that was it that compound fracture?
Yeah, compound fracture, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I know.
Yeah, they're back. Yeah, but
that Whitney has to take over, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was and then she took out the slice of cake out of the freezer from
oh my God, I know, from Prince Charles and Camilla. Lord. And then what was it? Shep was like, "Should we eat it?" And she was like,
"Yes, exactly."
No. I was like, "Oh my gosh, moogly."
Somebody like I wonder like how long somebody that could freeze for before it gets someone sick. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah,
I don't think it would necessarily get you sick. I just don't think it would taste good. I think that you can freeze anything as long as you want, but it's not going to taste good. It's going to taste like freezer burn.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that Shep would be the one asked to eat that.
Yeah, I know. Were any of us surprised by that?
No. I most definitely was not. Oh no, not at all. Not at all. And then my favorite scene, right after one of my favorite scenes, because I actually say that because they're actually one of my favorite couples, Paige and Craig. Have y'all noticed how it's like Craig is such a different person from when he dated Naomi, like a completely different person.
Yeah.
But I love who
100%. Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
The thing with Naomi was that she was like, I definitely got shades of that. She was kind of verbally abusive towards him.
God. Like, our little conspiracy theorist, Craig.
Yeah.
but no.
Never forget the tinfoil hats from like
right. But
before last,
the fact that he doesn't believe pandas are real just sent me. I could not believe that. Like, and he's like, it's people in panda suits. He's dead serious about it. That was hilarious. But
someone needs to bring him to a zoo behind the scenes and be like, look at these little babies.
But I feel like we're gonna be hearing wedding bells in the future, but with him and Paige. That it seems like they're. And I'm not gonna lie. At the beginning of the season, there were moments that I was like, "Does Paige even like him?" But
I was thinking that too.
Because
I was actually thinking. I mean, now my mind has absolutely changed. But I was kind of thinking, you know what? And I'm like, maybe I was one of those couples that has to get married to get divorced because I wasn't sure if she liked him, but. What is that now? Like getting to know her and seeing her that she does. I won't care about it's that she can stand her own 2 feet, and I love that about her. And that you can tell some people it's like she doesn't need a man to like be complete or whole, and it's like and I love that about her, and the fact that I feel like that she made her a better person too.
Yeah, well, she's from the Northeast. That's how they are.
Yeah, that's so true. That's why I knew. That's how I was like, I knew she loved him. She just has like this wit to her that I really love it. It's just she's kind of like where she's kind of plays it as like, yeah. But I love her and stuff. But I thought it was really cool how they were having that conversation, and he was just talking about how he was like, my parents, they were 28 and 29 when they had me, and here I am like 6 years later, like 6 years older than what they were. And he's like, and I'm still not married yet and don't have a family. So he was kind of getting a little antsy there. And Paige is kind of like, there's so much that I still need to figure out and I need to do and I want to do. And so I got where they were coming from, but that's the one thing I noticed though, and I'm sure you noticed it too. Like, I mean, as soon as like we graduated from high school, people were getting married. Like,
oh, absolutely. I mean, shit. My mama was married, I think, when she was 17. I mean,
Okay.
my parents are older, and like you just got married young back then, but
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
it's so commonplace now. Like I
Mhm.
I just went to my first gay wedding a few weeks ago for my friend, and like he's almost 40, you know, and
Mhm.
I mean I feel like we're just getting married later and later. You know, I
Mhm.
Yeah.
myself
Oh, yeah.
don't have any interest in being with anybody right now, and I'm almost 40, so who knows?
Yeah. There you
I'm
go.
just gonna Clooney it. I'm gonna be
Oh, right.
George
There you
Clooney.
go. You should.
Oh, like I've like voluntarily extracted myself from the dating pool about almost
Mhm.
almost going on 5 years now,
Mhm.
and I'm not really looking back. So
Yeah,
that's how bad
right.
it is out there. It's like, good
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah. I know it is bad.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm hopeful though. I'm hopeful. But oh, then that's when, oh gosh. And then at first I completely, whenever this scene came up, Rod meets up with Lova. And at first I thought it was Olivia. Then I was like, oh wait a minute. No, because I saw only the back of her head for a
Mhm.
split second. And then it was funny because how she said that, how and it made sense to me. She said that they were like the most like the most same, I guess, like the same people like out of everybody. When everybody would go out and like rage, they would kind of like keep it kind of tame and cool and everything. But I kind of had a feeling that they knew each other for a while because they
Yeah.
like they said there aren't many Persians. I would imagine in South Carolina, so
Mhm.
they just kind of like knew each other and stuff and stuck together for a while. But I feel bad for him, but it's like it's awkward seeing him with Olivia because you can see that you could tell that she is just not into him.
Listen, I from that the first scene of what was that, the first episode or the second episode? I don't remember,
It's
but
like,
like when they were at the park and like he was kissing her
Mhm.
and she was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was I was
I think
like,
it's the first
oh,
episode.
she is not into him. And I listen,
yeah.
if she
Mhm.
doesn't want him, I'll take him because that is a fine man.
Right?
But
Yeah.
like she's just you can tell that she's not into him, and it's just
Mhm.
like, oh, I hate seeing that for him
Oh, and
because you
he's
Yeah.
can
such a
tell
Oh
that
good
he
guy, but
really
no.
it's so
I
likes
painful to
her.
know.
watch.
I know that's all. It was
Yeah.
hard to watch. Like it was hard to watch because it's we've all been in those positions before where it's
Oh, for
like
sure.
you've got like that unrequited you know
Mhm.
attraction or
Yep.
or
Yep.
feelings or love for somebody and it's just
Yep.
not doesn't come back to you. But oh my gosh, I was like, oh no. But he's a great dude. He's
Mhm.
a really good looking guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
My God.
I think he's 40, which I was blown away to hear that because he
Was
was
he?
not
Is he really?
Oh,
Wow.
he's
like,
in my age range.
oh, right. So you're that's age appropriate. I love it. You love
Yeah.
to see it. But yeah, but it's kind of funny because it's kind of like that's why I was surprised that he hit her with that conversation when they were in North Carolina about,
Mhm.
Mhm.
like exclusively dating each other. I'm kind of like, did you not connect the dots or look at
Yeah,
the little
yeah, I
clues? Because
Mhm.
know.
I'm
I
like,
know.
wait a minute, like
God.
I think she likes the idea of him, but just couldn't quite get there, and that makes
Right,
sense.
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel like a lot of the season's also about the deconstruction of Shep because well, I mean, you're kind of starting the facade's starting to kind of crumble, and it
Mm.
happened for a while now, but it's like it just seems like there's something a little bit uglier going on behind the scenes, which is like, I mean, I guess I just want to say like he's 43, get it together, dude. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Pat said it best. They all got Peter Pan syndrome. But
yeah,
I
Mhm.
think the most difficult thing for me to watch was even though like I feel like Taylor is a little out of her mind this season, um,
Mhm.
to see her say, "Did you enjoy cheating on me?" and for him to be so nasty about it and say,
That yeah,
"Yeah,
that shocked
sometimes
me.
it
yes.
did." I mean, that was
Mm-hmm.
just,
No,
I mean,
like
like, what are you
sometimes it
doing?
was
Why do you
so
have to add insult to injury, you know?
Yeah.
exactly. Then she flipped out, but and what was shocking to me was how they were in bed the next day, and it's like I was shocked, but I
Right?
wasn't.
I
That
know.
shocked
What
everybody.
the hell? Like, what? Oh my God.
I'm just glad I was watching. I was kind of like, well, goddamn. I'm like, I'm glad I did not make those kinds of decisions when I was younger.
Oh
It's like
God.
a lot of people
I
do,
don't
and
know. I
it's
made some
like,
pretty bad decisions.
Look, I know I did. I mean, made some poor decisions in the past.
Yeah.
it was
But we
like,
all do. It's how we all grow. But I look at the same. I look at it too. Also, she's what? How old is she? 27.
something
I
like that.
think
Yeah,
so.
27.
Yeah.
She's pretty
Yeah, I
young.
think she's like. Yeah, I think she's like 27. So I look at it that way. I'm like, oh yeah, when
Yeah,
I was
true.
that age,
Yeah, I was still making bad decisions at that
oh
age.
yeah, for
Yeah.
100,
Mm.
100. And then it's like it's like I see where when they both started dating, like Shep told her how he was and everything, but it's like, I mean, but when a woman's like in love with somebody and they think that they know what they want or they know what they want, it's like they're just kind of like, I don't care. Maybe he's going to change his mind,
Yeah, and it doesn't.
Oh God, baby, that tiger is never going to change his stripes.
No.
Well, I mean,
and it's like as much as it's painful for her, it's like I'm sure she knows she dodged a bullet at the end of the day.
Oh, God, listen. Like I said earlier, they're all gluttons for punishment.
Yeah, and I think Boston wondered too how much how much of this has to do with trying to stay on a TV show,
Well,
who knows? Yeah.
And because I remember Catherine mentioned at the reunion, she called her out to that Taylor, like she pretty much moved to Charleston because she was trying to get on the show, and was like, and
she did. I remember she did.
Yeah, and it's like, and I mean, I know Catherine's got her own issues, but it's like I kind of wonder sometimes. It's kind of like, what's that saying? A broken clock is right twice a day.
Oh yeah,
that, and it's like, in the fact that there were other people who've done this stuff like that on other shows too, where it's kind of like that. They figure out a way to worm their shows when they found the right cast member to move in on, and I think that could have possibly been that with Taylor. I mean, that's my theory, but then she ended up actually falling for.
I was just about to say she is way too heartbroken to have just done that for like a part. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, but that was. Oh boy, it was rough. That was rough there, but oh my goodness. And then JT, then she and JT met up at the park.
Oh, it's like I am so tired of seeing JT. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan.
You don't like him at first, but then he became too much.
No, he reminds me of every douchey guy that I went to high school with. So
I can see
that. We know where you're supposed to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's so on brand. Yeah, you're absolutely. But what's really funny is the fact that he has this whole persona about being such as mama's boy, and his mom seems like the type. I was really surprised when I saw her on a show because she seems like that type of person to be like, "Suck the hell out of it," Like, pick yourself up.
She didn't seem like a coddler.
So it surprised me. So either he's playing it up or she was downplaying it on the camera or both. Because it's like, I mean, I did not get that impression from her at all.
I don't know. Listen, even though I don't care for him, I will say that I understand kind of his relationship because my mama is not a coddler at all.
Really?
Like I know that she loves me and like would do anything for me, but she's not going to be like, oh, Tata, oh, my poor baby. Like she's like, nope, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back to it. But I am such a mama's boy. I love my mama. So I think I can relate to him in that sense.
I can see that. Now you say that, that makes sense from that point of view. And it's like I love JT to start off because I mean he was the one that blew the whole lid open with the whole like Taylor and Austin thing.
Oh, God, he just started
messy. Trying a little too hard.
And I think he is in love with both Taylor and Olivia.
I think so.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, he's just like, which one of y'all want me? Which one of y'all want me?
That's exactly how I see it. Yeah, he's just like come on. Any of you ladies, like he's like, which one of you are going to take me? Which one of you are going to take me?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because it was Taylor that he went to Europe with.
Yeah,
it was Taylor. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was Olivia. Okay,
just Taylor and like a few of their friends.
I'm spilling water all over myself.
I think that was him. I think that was him like trying to get with her like on the sly or whatever, or like on a slick, like trying to move it. Because it's kind of like he calls it, he's like always about, what about bro code? What about bro code? But yet he's like trying to get Taylor himself. And I'm like, come on, dude. Which one is it?
That's exactly what I have been saying this entire time. Like he's talking about bro code. Really? He's literally trying to go after both of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But what's funny is that now that he's on the show, he's not gonna I think he's not gonna have trouble finding a girlfriend because clout chasers out there. So
100%. 100%.
Somebody's gonna be on trying to be like, I want to get on Southern Charm.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the one that's a sucker, who's enough of a sucker to fall into that,
And that's true. That's so true. Oh my goodness. But I will say that I think that his analogy though of Taylor was, I thought that was spot on though. When he said that, he said that it's like she was like had like a flamethrower and everybody was just getting burned because of which she went through with, and that makes sense, especially when I've been through similar situations where it's like whenever you get so upset or heartbroken, it's just like you're kind of like, I mean,
yeah,
just like you're on a free for all, and I mean,
yeah.
she just, I think it's really just shocked me when she sent the picture to Whitney. That's what really blew my mind. I was like,
oh god,
wait, what?
Oh God, like
Taylor,
Taylor, what are you thinking?
There was so much to unpack there because, like, for one, that's like also a big no-no HR wise because it's like,
yeah,
in a sense, her boss sort of, because it's like, but at the same time, I heard he's not really like a big, like, he doesn't have a big hand in the show, even though he's like an executive producer. But it's like that whole aspect of it is just kind of really oogie, and then he shows it to Craig and his mom. And it sounds like from what Madison was saying, I think practically everybody saw it. And like,
yeah, that was, oh boy, yeah, I know that. Like you said, that was a lot to unpack because there was so many things that just like went wrong, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna Patricia threw it out there because the funny thing is that that because you could tell from the way Whitney was acting that he didn't want that to be mentioned at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nobody mentioned it until Patricia did, and then when Madison got a hold of it, and that's when and Craig was like,
"Oh, that's all
it
takes for Madison LaCroix to get a hold of it."
Yeah, well, Madison took that from the 50-yard line and ran it for a touchdown. Oh yeah, she took that and ran with it. Now I knew that was gonna happen. Oh wait,
yeah,
that was at the pheasant dinner, wasn't it?
I think that was
at JT's
event
thing.
Space. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. That's right. That's right. Oh boy, yeah, that was very, very interesting there. But and then of course we get to the next scene where Patricia can't plan a party, so Whitney is planning a party and he's making calls. And
why do we have all these footmen?
I know, it's funny.
So when I was at Buckingham Palace, this is what we did. And it's like, that was cute. And Austin said something about how I think that he used to work at the Four Seasons, I think, or something like that. Also, like, that's what I thought I caught him say that. And that he used to serve like and do the thing with the whole like he was a little fascinated by it, like the little serving thing. I was like, oh, like look at that. Austin had a cool little job once upon a time.
Oh, I must have missed that. I totally missed that part.
Yeah, I noticed and watched it again today. I was like, oh, look at that.
Oh,
but, and then they just start like arguing with each other. They start arguing with each other, and like Whitney and Rodrigo are just sitting there quiet, like
yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
That was a mess. That was a mess myself, but it was bound to happen though.
Oh yeah.
Really
100%.
It's like, because just kind of like what Craig said, it's like he could tell that he was just kind of like, why isn't Shep more mad? And like, why is he not really letting his emotions show? Like, he's like, that was like his boy, like and he was like, hooking up or whatever they had going on, like behind his back and like bro code, that's the whole thing. And it's
I mean, I will say that I was kind of surprised that Craig not necessarily turned on Austin, but just was not letting up on Austin. I was kind of surprised by that. I admire him for that 100%, but it did still surprise me. I thought he was going to go a little easier on Austin, and I'm glad that he didn't, even though I love Austin, and I know that I shouldn't because I know he's toxic, but I still love him. Can't help it. He's like 6'5". That's all I want.
I think that's his. I've come to the conclusion that his height is what gets everybody. I mean,
because I came up with that theory. I was talking to Kim about that. Like, one of the first episodes when we covered Southern Charm, I'm pretty sure I know why all these women are just like so sprung over Austin and just trip over him all the time. And I'm like, he's tall. It's a perfect aphrodisiac.
Listen, I'm telling you, when I first saw him, I was like, this guy's like 5'9", and somebody told me he was 6'5". I was like, huh?
I was surprised to hear. I heard on Watch This Happen Live. They were talking about how tall he is. Like, good God. But I knew that's what I was about to like. Yeah, it's funny because I mean, Kim could tell you I've mentioned this a million times on the pod whenever we talked about Southern Charm. But I think because to me it's like one of my favorite and like little small piece of nibble of intel. But whenever I was starting to hear rumors about Taylor and Austin hooking up, like, because I was first started hearing about it on Demois, and like I've reposted on my Instagram stories. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I was kind of wondering if this is true or not. Well, a friend of mine I used to work with years ago in New Orleans.
Oh, I remember this.
Me, and she's like, oh yeah, like she goes, oh yeah, she goes, I heard about this a month ago because one of my friends went to, I know one of my cousins went to dinner with Shepard. He wouldn't stop talking about it. So he was a lot more bothered about the whole like Taylor and Austin thing that he's letting up. Like really much. It's like he really would not stop talking about it like over and over again, like the whole time they were together. And
oh wow, you do have some intel, don't you?
Yes, that was
right. She told me about that.
Yeah, that was a nice little piece of intel I had. I'm like, oh,
because that was like right out, like literally right after Scandal hit, and then and right after Scandal hit, and that was like when like little rumblings, like you said, Dumois had mentioned it, and then that's whenever you had we were talking about something you brought up on a podcast, and then your friend had messaged you and was like, yeah, my cousin had dinner with Shepard.
And the funny thing is that like my Sophie, that's a friend, like she knew about this like about a month before like word got out about the hookup or whatever. And so that was really interesting, the fact that she knew like for that long. And it, like, and I guess some people are pretty good about keeping secrets, and then somehow it just got out.
Listen, if you're in reality TV, it doesn't matter what you do, it's always gonna come out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you're right. That's so true. Yep, that is so true. You're right about that. You're right about. But yeah, I'm curious as to what's going to happen. The next episode, is that when they all go, like they take a trip?
Yeah, they go.
Yes.
Is it, where did they go? The Bahamas?
I don't think it's Jamaica, huh?
Maybe, I think it might be the Bahamas. I think it's Bahamas, something like that.
Oh. Yeah, I can't remember, but it looks like things are gonna start to get a little bit more intense.
Oh, it's gonna get intense.
I'm excited for them because it's like I remember hearing from another podcast that we listened to. Shout out Reality Bites, because like
yes, Reality Bites.
Yeah, like a couple of them used to work on Southern Charm, and they were saying how it's like that. The thing that sucked for the cast is that they like some about production, I think, or Bravo only wanted them to vacation or do stuff like that in the South or in South Carolina to stick with the theme of the show. But it's like it's not fair. Other people, the thing too is the fact that they take, they don't realize that Southerners are a lot more well traveled than people think. And
yeah,
so it makes sense that to let them go other places. So I'm glad that they finally gave in to that.
Yeah. Well, I actually just looked it up. You're right. They are going to Jamaica.
Okay. Yeah.
Greg organized the trip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere. I just couldn't remember where it was exactly, but yeah.
I'm curious to see what that's gonna be like too. Because that's like a lot of times I hear, whenever I hear friends that go to Jamaica, this is like one of them one time was like, I didn't do anything but just go to Bob Marley's house and smoke weed the whole time.
Oh my god, iconic.
I know, right? So I'm kind of curious to see what what they're gonna do when I know they're gonna fight, obviously.
Oh, obviously. What kind of show would it be without a big blow up fight?
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Sure. If they were smoking in Colorado when they had taken that trip, they're
just trying to forget about
that there. Yeah, I'm sure that you gotta hit the ganja while you're in Jamaica. I mean, that's how I feel. Oh my goodness, but that's like I'm curious to see, but yeah, no, Vanita was back for a little bit with Madison, but they didn't show them long at all.
Yeah,
I know they showed her for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I don't think we got any Taylor or Olivia this episode. I don't know.
No, we didn't.
Oh wait, no, we got Taylor briefly.
Oh, that's the very beginning, huh?
Yeah.
The very beginning, that's
with
right.
JT, at the park.
Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, we're just talking about the flamethrower.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so we didn't get Olivia, I think. I don't think
I don't.
Yeah, we didn't get Olivia. Yeah. And we just we got Vanita and Madison just basically getting together. Just how it's like, oh, they're both in a relate. Well, Madison's married now, and Vanita's got a boyfriend, and it was kind of like, who'd have ever thought? Madison's talking about having a baby, which is to be expected, but I feel like that's always a plot storyline somewhere in every reality show now.
Yeah, for sure. Have you watched the Kardashians?
Yes, I'll watch it. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like it's one of those things that shows that like it's like one of my guilty pleasures where it's kind of like that. I'm always. I don't think I've ever missed an episode of any of the series. I've never missed an episode.
That's
right. I honestly just watched. I've never watched the Kardashians before, but I watched House of Kardashian on Peacock, and
yeah, that was good.
So when I was watching it, like as I'm watching, I'm like, all these people are trying to like kind of smear them, it seems like. But by the end of it, I was like, holy shit, I am like amazed by these women. And so I
really
just
business women.
Yeah, I just started watching the Kardashians on Hulu. So it's interesting. I mean, good for them. They really made something for themselves. So no matter how they got it.
Like,
they did, and
like billionaires,
they're
and
my
like
goals.
I'm
obsessed
it's just insane because it's like they start as like reality TV shows. I mean, granted, they were already like living amongst like rich and famous people anyway, but they weren't to that level of caliber like they were. And now it's like they're just literally surpassing all of them. And,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
they sure have. And see what Kim's done with Skims. Oh my god, I never thought it was gonna like be as big as it is. I mean, just everything. I mean, they're gold. They're a gold mine. But
100%.
But it's amazing. But actually, I could actually tell you a little story. It's very interesting. Speaking of the Kardashians, Blair and I were it didn't even have anything to do with the Kardashians. Or Blair, do you want to tell the story?
I don't even remember what the story is.
It's the story. It's the Chris Rock story that goes into.
Oh yeah. So I showed my sister's TikTok video. I thought it was really funny because what I thought was funny about it was a comment somebody made because Chris Rock was apparently in Burning Man. You know how like all those people who were stuck there this year, and remember he was there, it was Diplo, and like was like stuck for a while. And
I remember
somebody had like a TikTok video of like all the people at the Beyonce concert in LA, like all the celebrities they saw. And here's Kim Kardashian walking by, and there's like Chris Rock and a bunch of other people. Like I can't remember like who everybody was, but there's a lot of people in LA. And I was telling Kim, hey, look how funny this is. I said someone in the comments said, I love TikTok for the comments. And someone said something like how it's like they made a really funny comment, say something how it's like that. How the hell did Chris Rock get from getting stuck at Burning Man to the Beyonce concert in like 5 hours or something like that? And since Kim thought it was really funny. Well, Kim's like watching it, and all of a sudden, she's walking with Kim Kardashian is Jeff Bezos. Am I allowed to say any of this?
I'm just not gonna say that. I'll finish it up.
Okay.
So we see Jeff Bezos walking by, and he's like with Lauren Sanchez, and all of a sudden, I look and I'm like, oh my god! I'm not gonna say his name. I was like, that's so and so. It was one of my best girlfriend's husbands, and so I knew that he worked for somebody super rich for a long time. He did like he had a. I'm not gonna say what his job was, but I knew he worked for a really rich guy. And it even showed by like I could tell that whenever they got married and stuff that they had like a lot of money and everything. But it was so funny. And I see her my friends like my best girlfriend's her husband with Jeff Bezos behind him, and I was like, that is who he works for. I'm like,
oh
that's
wow,
who the person is. And she couldn't tell me for a long time, and I was
I mean, you sign NDAs and everything.
For
especially with those uber rich people. Yeah. Absolutely.
It was just really funny how it's like that.
But it was just so random.
Just shifted how random that was because
I
was showing something that something funny somebody said about Chris Rock. It ends up being her friend's husband that she also knows, and like I'm like, wait a second, I'm like, that's
and I'm like,
oh my god.
It was so funny. I had to keep watching because you couldn't miss him like at all. And then it's just everything just made sense. And as to like the way she would describe it and stuff, but she just couldn't tell me who. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is hysterical. Because it's like one of those things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, she's that close to the Kardashians. Or like to that world, like right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it was really hysterical. But yeah, I thought that was a really funny story that I was like, because it was just so random. Like I was like, how it went from Chris Rock to the Kardashians to my best girlfriend's husband. I'm like, oh my god. Oh gosh,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, we're with the NDA kind of thing because that's super like. I mean, all about that for sure. It's
Oh yeah.
I had to sign someone. I worked backstage at Music Fests years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to wrap up soon. Because
Oh
I
no,
have
we're
another
good.
call
Yeah.
that I have
This
to
is
do.
fine. Yeah, we
So
covered everything that we
yeah.
needed to, so
Oh
we're
my gosh, we
good.
had
Okay,
so much
great.
This was
fun
so
though.
exciting, though. I'm so glad I got to meet up with
Oh,
you.
oh yeah, absolutely. When I'm in town for Christmas, let's definitely, go grab a cup of gumbo. Hopefully it's
Yeah,
cold. Please
yeah,
God, let it be cold for
yes.
Christmas.
Yes,
That'd be awesome for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, Doll. Well,
All
you
right.
have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well,
And
take care,
Thank
Josh. It
you.
was
yes,
so
and
nice
follow
meeting you. This was
Josh's
really
channel.
fun.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
so
it
much
was so
fun.
much fun.
Yes, and follow his channel. It's Josh from Louisiana. Super awesome. I found him
Thank
through
you.
Zach Peter. Amazing. Both of them are. They're great. And yes, and don't forget to like, subscribe. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts also. And of course, we got a YouTube channel now. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night.
Amazing.
You.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye,
See y'all later.
Bye
Bye.
bye.